Douglas's Mayor's Youth Council meeting. This will serve as our regular meeting for April the 21st of 2022. We will now have the invocation by Mr. Mike Brazile.
Everyone, please bow your heads. Lord, we come to you this evening, Lord. We ask you right now, Lord, to touch this council right now, Lord. Touch their minds, their spirits, their hearts right now, Lord, that they can make sound decisions for tonight, Lord. Lord, we ask that you comfort everybody and protect them, everyone in attendance right now, Lord. Lord, we ask you to touch our community right now, Lord. That you give them the hearts and minds right now and spirits to make this community great right now, Lord. Lord, just give you all the praise and glory, the things that you have done in our lives right now, Lord, and continue to in our life right now, Lord. We give you all the glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you very much. We will now have the Pledge of Allegiance by ambitious young men. We will now have the approval of the order of the agenda.
I first this motion.
I second it. The motion has been seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carried. We will now have some recognitions by, do you want to do yours first? Do you want to do yours first? Do you want me to?
You can do it first.
Okay. This month's Spotlight Award goes to Mr. Jeremiah Brazile, and it says, given this 21st day of April of 2022 by the Mayor's Youth Council, the City of Douglas Mayor's Youth Council recognizes you for your outstanding contributions towards the excelling of the Mayor's Youth Council and the teen court programs. We appreciate your contribution to the programs and to the great city of Douglas, Georgia. We wish you well in your future endeavors.
It's Cecilia Koch. The City of Douglas Mayor's Youth Council, Douglas Mayor's Youth Council recognizes you for your outstanding contributions toward the educating and uplifting of our children in the 8th grade math classes in Coffee Middle School. We also appreciate your service with the City of Douglas DFACS program and all that you do for the great city of Douglas, Georgia.
Will you come forward, please?
My second spotlight is Michael Brazile. The City of Douglas Mayor's Youth Council recognizes you for your outstanding contributions toward the upbuilding of our community by providing an extraordinary mentoring program for our young men. We appreciate your contribution to the teen court and keep Douglas beautiful communities and all that you do for the great city of Douglas.
Thank you, and give him his gift as well. You have to give Mr.
Next up, we have some reports by Ms. Denitra Williams.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you again for taking time to come and spend this evening with this great youth that we have before you. This is our Mayor's Youth Council, and this is the last meeting for this term. So thank you again for taking time to come out and share this moment. My first update or report is from Keep Douglas Beautiful. We met on March 8th, and we had a lot of activities that we started to talk about. I gave you a highlight a little bit the last meeting, but the focus this time is our Great American Cleanup, which I hope all of these people and all of you are going to help and participate. What we're going to do, we're going to meet at the American Legion, post 515, and at 9 o'clock, it's going to be from 9 to 11, and we have identified a ward that needs a little help, a little spiffing up, and we're going to use some adults and some youth groups, church youth, different organizations, FBLA, FFA, any organization. Please feel free to come and assist us. This is on April 30th, that Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. We're going to meet. We have vests. We have the little trash snatchy thing, whatever they're called, that picks up the trash. So, we have gloves, all the sanitation things that we need, water, and I think we're going to have some special snacks or something, or possibly coupons for those that help, because we've had donors in our community that supports us, and they're going to give, I think, like a free Chick-fil-A sandwich or Burger King sandwich, something to that sort. So please come out, help us in our efforts of cleaning up our community and keeping it beautiful. Okay, with that being said, Teen Court. That is another awesome program, which is an opportunity for our youth that want to know more about our judicial system. They actually get real trials. Now, what we're preparing for, which is the first Saturday in May 7th at 9 o'clock at the Law Enforcement Center, is a mock trial, because this is going to be training for the current and upcoming officers of that group. The attorneys, the bailiff, the clerk of courts, all positions are handled by our youth from 6th grade to 12th. If you are a student in the Coffee County school system, you are welcome to participate, or homeschooling or private school. So we ask that you come, learn about our judicial system. It's hands-on. We have awesome judges, Ian Sansot, our assistant district attorney for this area that covers coffee, bacon, Ware, some other counties as well. But he is our teen court judge. He's the only person in the room that is an adult that has any say. Everything else is done by our youth. These are real cases that are referred to us by the Department of Juvenile Justice. Because this is something that our Mayor Tony Paul, and his administration came up with as an opportunity for those kids that just way off a little bit, got maybe with the wrong group. This is their first offense. It's a misdemeanor. It has nothing to do with nothing severe, nothing deadly weapons or anything like that. It has to be a misdemeanor and first-time offender. And they get referred to us from DJJ, Rhonda and Miss Rita and all that crew. They refer them to us. So they come and they have an opportunity to go before their peers, and everything is handled by their peers. And when they complete the program, which is also include mentoring, we have for the males, we have the ambitious young men from Mr. Mike Gazelle. For the females, and those that choose, have Fly Girls, First Love Yourself with Miss Jessica Williams, and we have STEM 101, which is another mentoring program for our young ladies. So it's a holistic approach to kind of veer them back on that right track so that does not become their usual behavior. So we're looking forward to that. Remember, that is going to be May 7th at 9 o'clock at the Law Enforcement Center with Deputy Cole and all those that partner with us to make that program a success. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have some reports on the Ambitious Young Men, the Fly Girls, and STEM 101 events.
All right, good evening. I don't have too many events, but I just want to remind everyone that Ambitious Young Men meets every first Tuesday and last Tuesday of every month. We will be meeting this upcoming Tuesday at 6 here at the Teen Center. And I just want to say that I'm proud of each one of y'all in this council. I know this is y'all last meeting. Some of y'all graduating, but I'm proud to see y'all grow in y'all prospective places, positions. But that's pretty much all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Just wanted to invite everyone to the HBCU experience. It's going to be April 30th from 11 until 4 p.m. at Freshman Campus. Hope to see you there.
Thank you.
So just after the keynote, just stop by.
Next, we have Miss Carol Williford with the Coffee County Child Advocacy Center.
Hi. I just want to take this first opportunity to tell Mike that I didn't realize how formal this was, so thank you for that. Appreciate that. I'm Carol Williford. I'm the director of the Child Advocacy Center here in Coffee County. And a lot of you probably don't know what that is, which means that's a great thing that you've never heard of us. That's what I always try to tell people. If you have heard of us or someone you know have heard of us, then that means that there's been some type of allegations of abuse, whether that's physical, sexual, emotional, neglect, stuff like that. What we do at the center is we help investigate child abuse. We don't work for law enforcement. We don't work for DFACS. What we do is offer tools and services to help children and their families to get back on the road to a healing, the healing process. And what we provide is forensic interviews. Those interviews are basically where we sit down and we talk to kids. We're trained to talk to children on their level, and we're trained to kind of pull out details of what's happened, what may or may not have happened. We're neutral. We are neutral in the sense that we're not there to prove someone guilty or innocent. All we're there to do is get the information from the children and their views of what happened to them. Some people think, oh, you work for the district attorney's office or the police. No, we do not. We're there to just try to help children, like I said, get their stories told. It is the interviews that we do are videotaped because they're used as evidence in court of law. I'm a forensic interviewer as well. I've been doing this job for about 17 years. I've interviewed roughly about 1,200 kids in that amount of time. I've been to court more than I care to talk about. The cases we deal with are usually the worst of the worst, but in that process, what we do is offer victims of crime services like therapy services, medical services, services within the community. Some of these families that we see, their family may be broken apart at this point. There may be someone missing out of their home, a parent, step-parent, a caregiver, whoever that may be. And what we try to do is find resources within the community to help them, whether that would be housing, food, like I said, medical, mental health, everything. And we're there with them along this process because this process can be very long. These types of things can take years to get through. We may see a child that was 9 and by the time this go to court, they may be 12 or 14 years old. So this is a long journey for them. And I've seen kids that come back to me in their 20s, and they tell me, Miss Carol, thank you for what y'all have done for us. And not just me, but my staff, they're amazing. And what we want to do is make sure that you guys know that we're here. A lot of times people are in the mindset of they don't want to get in anybody's business. We're going to mind our business. But we have to be that business. As a community, we have to hold those accountable that are doing wrong, that are committing crimes, if you will, against children. We have to be their voice. April is Child Abuse Awareness Month. Next week, we're going to have a Wear Day. We do T-shirts every year to try to, bring awareness. But I want to urge everyone, it's just my thoughts have always been, if you see something, say something. If you don't want to say something, we are in the phone book, we are on Facebook, give us a call and we'll do that for you. We'll get the information and we'll give to the people that need to do something. But what we want to do is, in our community, we want to help our children to grow, to be successful. Because if we don't say something or do something, then what's going to happen is their behaviors are not going to become very good behaviors. We have a lot of kids that are at risk because of their home life or something that's happened to them that no one knows about. But we may see something, hear something, our kids may tell us something. So we have to speak up and we have to be that voice. And I just thank you guys for listening to me today. I don't try to get too deep into this stuff because I know you say child abuse, it's like, oh my God, okay, have a headache. But I just want everybody to know, I think this is great what you guys are doing. This is amazing. I love the Fly Girls and the ambitious young men. You guys are doing a wonderful job, and we're just glad to be a part of that. And I hope as time goes on that, I know we will not see any of you guys, right? Nobody in here? Wink, wink. Just kidding. I just want to say thank you, though, for this opportunity to speak. And I do want to just let you guys know, just on a personal level, with what you're doing is wonderful. When I was a kid, we didn't have this kind of stuff. We didn't have this type of community outreach, and I think that's a wonderful thing. A lot of kids would be in a lot different space now as adults had they have this kind of, these programs. So thank you for what you're doing. Any questions?
Anybody have any questions? I have one.
Okay.
Is there any way that we can get involved to help bring awareness to this? Because I had no idea, and like you said, it's a good thing that we don't know that y'all are there, but maybe if we got it out more, there would be more people that realize that there's a way to get help.
Well, and we can do that. We do have brochures and stuff like that we can give out. We do have a Facebook page that we try to put on there, things that are happening. I know that me and Miss Juanetta are trying to come together and do a crime victims walk. And what that will look like is hopefully we can get people to come, and if they've been affected by crime, whatever type of crime it is, we want them to know they're not by themselves. But that's to be determined when that will happen. And really, what we do, we don't necessarily take volunteers simply because of the issues. If we have volunteers within the community, that could be an issue with someone knowing someone else's private business. But we do, like when we do fundraisers, we'll be glad to reach out. We love any help we can get during that time. So we will definitely be letting you guys know.
Is there an opportunity to be anonymous and make a call? You see something and you want to report something?
100%. I have brochures back there, but our phone number is 912-260-1492. We do have a Facebook page. You're more than welcome to message us. Trust me, this happens more than you know, that we have a lot of people that call us and just say, hey, what do you think about this? Do you think this is something that needs to be reported? And like I said, you don't have to You don't even have to give me your name. If you can give me the information or whatever, that's fine with us. We'll make the reports. Anybody else?
So what is the difference in calling you all and calling DFACS?
With DFACS, you're going to have to give a little bit more of your information. They're going to know, they're going to ask you questions about how you know this, blah, blah, blah. Basically the same thing. A lot of times when people call us, we talk directly to the supervisors. Of course, we have to do just like the public and make a referral through the hotline. But we have the opportunity that we can call the supervisors or law enforcement, whoever needs to be involved, and go ahead and get things started. So, any other questions?
I think that's all. Thank you so much. Next, we will have the mayor with a few words of his wisdom he always likes to share.
Exactly. I didn't get that young lady's name. Miss Carol Williford? One of the things that we always talk about is public service. Public service is something that I've spent my entire life doing, from the military to Social Security, and now in the position as mayor. She has a burden. She gets to see the ugliness of our society that is aimed towards our children. It takes a special person to do that. That's public service. She is the voice for that youth that may be afraid or timid, not sure who to turn to. So I always talk to you about public service. We need public servants to come out, take on these roles, and provide a service to our community that is much needed. The pay may not be great, but that reward that you get from knowing that you helped a child, that you made a child's life a little bit more safer. So as always, I want to encourage you to do public service. But since this is our last meeting, I want to give y'all a few things to think about, okay? I want you to think about this. I went into the Army in 1981. I became a sergeant a couple years later. At the age of 20, I was a sergeant. All of a sudden, I found myself in a leadership role. In 1982, the Army's definition of leadership was the art or science of being able to influence an individual or a group of individuals to accomplish a task that was set by the organization that you represent or yourself. Why do I say that? Leadership is about influence. What can you get accomplished while you're in that leadership role? And I want to give you a few things that has helped me. The first thing, leadership sets the tone. I feel as though when I'm in a commission meeting or I'm in a meeting with a possible prospect, industry or business, I feel as though I set the tone in that room. I have to make sure that my tone is correct, that I am approachable, that I'm listening, that I'm willing to compromise. Because sometimes a leader can set a tone and nothing gets accomplished. You stay right there where you're at for the next 20 years. That's not what leadership is. I want you to remember that as you get ready to enter into your adult life, when you start getting in these leadership roles, remember the tone. You set the tone if you're in a leadership role. Remember that, because the objective of being a leader is to accomplish something. The Georgia Municipal Association, I mentor numerous mayors across the state of Georgia. And I always tell the new mayors this: you take a snapshot of your city. When you take over, I want you to ride on every street and I want you to take a snapshot. And in 4 years, if it looks the same, you don't need to run again. You understand? You were in that seat to do something. You didn't do anything. You don't need to run. Matter of fact, you need to resign. And I tell them this because leadership is not about the status quo. Leadership is about change, effective change, making it better for our community. Leadership is about unity, not division. Leadership is about unity, not division. We all go further, faster when we're together. And we must remember that. As the mayor of the city of Douglas, sometimes Tony Polk may disagree with something, but the citizens are not represented by Tony Polk. They're represented by Mayor Tony Polk. And there's a difference. There's a difference. So the majority of the time, I have to set my personal morals, my beliefs to the side to say, what's best for the city of Douglas? What's best for the city of Douglas? And what's best for the city of Douglas is unity. Leadership is about unity, not division. You need to remember that. It's about unity. It's about inclusion, not exclusion. Inclusion, not exclusion. President Lincoln said, if I turned my enemies into my friends, did I not destroy my enemies? If I turned my enemies into friends, did I not destroy my enemies? That's a novel way of destroying your enemy, by turning your enemy into a friend. You want as many friends and as many relationships as possible when you're in a leadership role. Because guess what? They may have resources that you're unaware of that you may not be able to reach. Because sometimes I may want to help this situation over here, but I don't have the resources. But if I call Mike Brazile and explain it to him, he'll be like, oh, Mayor, I got something. We can take care of that. So what I thought was a problem, by having a relationship with him, my problem is no longer a problem. So remember that. Sometimes people put a lot of value in not getting along with people. They put a lot of value in, oh, I don't like this person. This person don't like me. Often they don't even remember why they're mad at each other. They don't remember why they dislike one another. But in leadership, every time I open my mouth, I represent 11,889 citizens. Educated, uneducated, employed, unemployed, rich, poor, golf club road, dirty south, south side, west side, east side. If you're in the city limits of Douglas, my job is to do what's best for the city of Douglas. And sometimes I have to turn my enemies into friends. Does that make sense? My last thing is this right here. Success is the ability to go from one failure to another with no loss in enthusiasm. Because as you get ready to embark on this journey we call life, failure is gonna come in your life. The question is, how do you respond to that failure? Does failure diminish your enthusiasm to accomplish your goal? Does failure take your goal away? Does failure knock you down and you decide to stay there? Does failure make you complacent? Does failure say, okay, you got knocked on your butt, this is where I'm going to stay, this is where I'm going to be? Failure shouldn't do that. Failure should not take your enthusiasm or diminish your enthusiasm to be successful. You understand? Failure is going to come. How do we respond is what's most important. We learn from that failure, and then we get up. We get up. The United States Army has a moral obligation to the 320 million Americans. We don't have the choice of sitting there and accepting failure. That American dream is something that every soldier has sworn to give their lives to defend. So when you reach adulthood and start getting into these leadership roles, every day is not going to be perfect. But the thing is, if you can get up from your failure and learn from your failures, our community is going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I turned 59 in a couple months. Hey, I'm getting up there in age. These potholes are going to be yours. Parks and Recreation is going to be yours. City utilities, the police department, the fire department, all this is going to be yours. Are you going to have the necessary leadership skills and traits to make sure that it continues? So, I think that it's paramount that during this program you get the opportunity to sit in leadership roles, to conduct formal meetings, to be attorneys, to be bailiffs, to be jury, members of the jury, to give you those experiences so that you know how our society works. As the mayor of the city of Douglas, I am extremely proud of each and every one of you. I think that y'all have done a marvelous job. Y'all are very busy individuals, but you carve out enough time to do your public duty. You said that you would do this, and you did a very good job. And I'm really proud of y'all. And I wish y'all all the best. And if you're able to come back, you better come back, or I'm going to have the police arrest you. Okay? Good deal. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
I just did not want to omit in closing in that this is our last meeting with this group, and a key essential piece of the Mayor's Youth Council and Teen Court is not able to be here tonight. Ms. Juanetta Boulder, our city clerk, believe me, if she could be here under any circumstances she would, but she's unable to attend tonight. But that is the force behind the programs that keep us intact and keep us at all times within budget. That's the penny picture of the city. So just wanted to, if you would, join me in applauding her for all the extra time she took in getting this done. We love you, Ms. Juanetta.
And I hope she was watching, if somebody's videoing this, where she can see that. Lastly, we will have the members' comments. We will start down there at the end with Ms. Mazariegos.
Well, good evening, everyone. I would like to thank every single one of you guys for coming out here today to support us. Even though today is our last meeting, I would like to share a few of my personal experiences that I've learned today, not just today, but in the Mayor's Youth Council. Something that I've learned was the programs we have here. I didn't know we had a lot of programs to help our community, and those programs, I was able to participate in some of those. Like, I was able to help. We had an art festival. There was an art festival for kids, and I was able to go there and experience, help little kids, like, just draw, stuff and put stamps and stuff, and I seen how happy those kids were, and it was just like helping out. That's, even though it's something small, it can be something great for them, and I'm glad that I was able to participate in something like that and maybe impact their life in some kind of way. And this is what the Youth Council does. We go out and help our community in different things and participate, and we not just helping them out, but we also learn new things by it, and we learn and develop new skills from it. So I appreciate being in this Youth Council, and I hope by next year I'll be back again. Thank you.
couple new faces. Thank y'all new faces, thank old faces that are not here. One thing that I learned this year is never procrastinate. First of all, when it calls a little tell you what you did wrong. It might hurt your feelings a little. You gotta tell you what you did wrong. So I think I need to Ms. Ronetta, Brazile, Mayor Cornhop for all of their support and helping us develop our skills this year. I always got to tell this story. The funniest thing that happened this year, we went on a Savannah trip. And so we went on a ghost tour. And we just sitting in the dark, and I guess they wanted to scare us or whatever, so I'm already scared. So Ms. Marnetta, she goes, and somebody comes and taps on her, so we just sitting in the dark, and somebody comes and taps on her, she's saying they hit her. You can hear her like, it was just funny to me while we was there because I was scared. But after that, it was funny. So I just appreciate everybody, and we're doing good work because this year. And sad to say, I won't be here next year, but hopefully I'll be here my senior year.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say thank you for taking your time, valuable time to be here for our last meeting. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Mayor, Paul, Ms. Snapshot, and Ms. Ronetta for allowing me the privilege of being on this council. Wish I would have heard it sooner. Sadly, this is my senior year, so I won't be able to come back, but I'll still make sure to come visit. I've learned so much this year. We went to many ribbon cutting ceremonies, learned about more than Chamber of Commerce and what businesses can do to help the community. I've learned about a lot of programs that didn't know exist. Went to Savannah along with the mayor and the mayor's youth council, and I saw what he did over there, and I thought it was really, really interesting, and it opened up my mind to a lot of different things. Learned new leadership skills that I didn't have before.
And it just helped me grow personally, and I think it's something that everyone needs to try. It looks scary being up here talking publicly, but this also helps you develop public speaking skills, which is a skill that you will need in life, definitely. So I think every single one of you here, my members, it definitely is an experience I'll never forget. Thank you.
Mr. Brazile.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out. I've learned a lot from being in this Mayor's Youth Council, a lot from the community. I'm glad to help out in the community, and I just want to thank Mayor Park and Ms. Donitra and Ms. Juanetta for helping me learn these skills.
I would like to thank everybody for coming. I'm super excited to see new faces in the crowd. I hope we will continue with that. I promise I'm not going to make this long-winded because everybody's done gave their spiel, but when I joined the Mayor's Youth Council, I was terrified. I come from a small private school. I was in this itty-bitty class, and I stayed in this box. This was my box, and I stayed in it. I didn't want to go out of it. I didn't want to meet new people. But I started this Mayor's Youth Council terrified and found great friends, great leaders, people who I know will impact the community for years to come. And I have shared so many experiences with them. It's unbelievable. It has helped all of our speaking skills, I can definitely say. I was terrified to talk in front of 2 people, and now I'm here talking in front of all of y'all, hopefully not stuttering too bad. But really, this just helps us become leaders, and I'm so proud of this council. I am a senior, and I won't be back next year, but I can bet you I will be back for the meetings, just sitting in a different seat. And I want to thank y'all for making this program possible. It's incredible what it can do to your life. So, thank y'all so much. Well, if there is no further business to come before the council, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I first this motion.
I second it.
If there is no objections, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.